Chicky chess. Miggity man from Miggity Manila's YouTube channel, Ernie Biggity Baltazar, and his super diggity duper awesome sweet YouTube channel brings you Dradster versus ricjiminuez _50. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, check cheeky chess e4 King's Pawn game from Biggity. Both players very super. What? Wait, there's more. As Biggity Black already taken that pawn, and here comes the Biggity get down on Biggity develop the Biggity Bishop out here too. But now the Knight's gonna take full advantage. But here we can see a quick exchange down, but the Black King still Biggity pinned down. Gonna be Biggity pinned down and lose that pawn for that. But we could see the perfectly nice super diggity duper pawn structure still intact on the queenside attack for Dradster. Wiki. What's Dradster gonna do though? King very exposed. He needs to make something happen. Here comes the Biggity Bishop offering a trade. No, not gonna be for me. Trade not for me. Not that kind of a trade, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Turn the Biggity music on, diggity down a bit. ricjiminuez _50 with only 1 minute and 28 seconds on the clock. Dradster, I thought he was in hot water, but no, it's the other way around. ricjiminuez needs to make something happen. Otherwise, Dradster is just gonna diggity get down with the square dancing and just take up all the diggity time on the clickety clack clock because he got all diggity day. All diggity night, all diggity week. Doesn't really have anything planned after that either. He's got 4 minutes on the clickety clack clock. Chicky, chess. We can see here, ricjiminuez gonna actually do his biggity best to make something happen here. Gonna bring his rook to bear and continue on. Biggity marching down, kingside assault. Chicky. Trying to take advantage of that weak kingside. And what's the gonna be answer from Dradster? He needs to diggity develop that riggedy rook. Maybe he's gonna bring his rook on down and offer a trade on up. Maybe? Question mark? No, don't think so. But could possibly. No, don't think so. But we'll have to see exactly what he wants to do. He's the Miggity master here versus Dradster, but he's only got 1 minute and 2 seconds on the clickety clack clock. Dradster using up a full 30 seconds thinking what his next biggity move was to be. What his next move were to be. And look at the super diggity duper Fion Shadow set up on over here. Wowzers, a nice crown to complete that. Wiki chicky exchange down, ladies and gentlemen. Chicky. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing the queenside assault is Dradster. He's doing pretty good here. With 45 seconds on the clickety clack clock, that's all that we see from ricjiminuez. So he's gonna have to make what he's gonna make. The exchange down, not a bad plan. Now he's gonna try to make something happen on the king side. Wowzers? Question mark. He's doing pretty good. Now he can just march his biggity pawn on, diggity down. Wowzers! With only 38 seconds on the clickety clack clock, Dradster in trouble. Chicky. Wowzers! Look at this. That biggity bishop. But wait, he's gonna try to stave off this attack. He's gonna do his bump, and here comes the cheeky check. He's gonna do his biggity best to try to stave off this attack, and he's actually going to decline that exchange. He's gonna be happy just trying to stave off this attack, ladies and gentlemen. And there we see the exchange on diggity down. Will the exchange continue? Fireworks still flying, ladies and gentlemen. ricjiminuez continue. Then he's going to try to exchange on diggity down even further. But the Black King just not quite ready for that kind of a commitment. So here's the exchange. One piggity pawn on both sides. The game going to wind on diggity down here, ladies and gentlemen. 22 seconds on the clickety clack clock. That's plenty of number of seconds for this game as long as it's going to last. Which won't be too long. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goldfish snack crackers. The snack that smiles back. I think that's actually GG. I think White's in tiggity trouble here. But really, 20 seconds on the clock and White's in tiggity trouble, I think. Black's just going to diggity dance all day. Square dance with me. Oh, would you like to dance? Well. 20 seconds on the clickety clock. Can a biggity Black just hold out for 20 more seconds? White's going to have to make a move here. Black has all the time in the world to think about it, however. taking a nap. Is that game? Was that game? Oh, quick looking. We have plenty of time in the game. Plenty of time on the clock. Quit peeking. Quit peeking over there. I know you want to be done commentating, but you're not getting paid. We can probably pickety pause. If you need to take a pickety pause, just quit peeking. Chicky. It's rude. Chicky's offering the exchange on Diggity Down. Biggity Black is. White kind of wants to make that. He's going to force this exchange, and I think that's going to be good for White. 18 seconds on the clock. Biggity Black thought he could just diggity dance all around. Just diggity dance all around, but he can't quite do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be GG. Good game in the favor of Rick Jimenez with only 1860 seconds on that clickety clack clock. Dragster in trouble now. Dragster in super diggity duper trouble, but he could sit here for another 2 minutes and think about it. Not much to think about. Not much to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, not much to think about. Gonna have to do the exchange down. With only, that's the GG. Who won? Chicky. Who won? Let's go see. Yes, Rick Jimenez beat the Dragster. Nice job. Wiki, chicky, chess. Biggity brought to you by Ernie Biggity Baltazar, the Biggity Man from Manila, the superhero. Biggity Man from Manila.